My name is Rinringemu and I'm here to talk to you about my experience with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. After 18 years since the last Prime entry was released, 8 years after being announced, and 6 years since its development was completely restarted, we finally have the arrival of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. But is it worth the wait? Yes, I know. Kinda. Let me explain. After experiencing Metroid Prime 1 for the first time as a child, this one of course being my first Metroid ever, I instantly got hooked to what Metroid was. Exploring a huge planet, or planets in some cases. Yes, I'm talking about you, Metroid Prime 3. Running into upgrades that help you progress throughout your adventure. I'm fighting massive and impressive bosses. All of these things that I mentioned, they are present in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, in some way or another. But like every game in existence, it is a flawed game. Unfortunately, some of these flaws might be really off-putting to some, but as the metric addict that I am, many of these things didn't even bother me as much as I thought they would. Anywho, I think we should begin with what Metroid Prime 4 Beyond does really good. But before we can do that, we gotta talk about the introduction of the game. Samus receives a distress signal from the Galactic Federation. One of his bases in planet Terramar has been raided by Silas and his private space pirate army. Using her signature power beam, missiles, and multiple, Samus waves with ease her way through the battle taking place in the facility, eliminating every enemy on her path and saving every trooper in trouble. She arrives at the storage where a mysterious artifact is being transported. Right then, a large space pirate shows up and tries to take the artifact, but he's no match for Samus. Everything seems under control. That is, until an explosion happens and we can see someone in the distance. Silas arrives at the storage and attacks Samus, but he misses and instead hits the artifact, which begins to emit a purple light. A purple light that swallows the whole facility. When Samus regains consciousness, she realizes she's elsewhere, but where? Beerus. The planet's name is Beerus, but she's in Beerus. Okay, let me start by saying this. The areas in this game are amazingly crafted, and you can tell a lot of care went into them. Just by setting foot in the first initial area, you can just tell you're gonna have an amazing time and you're gonna enjoy all the visuals the game has to offer. The game has 5 main areas and a hub. These areas are Fury Green, where you can find all your vegetation and your wildlife, Volforge, with the Viola, your main mode of transportation in the game, is being mass-produced, Ice Belt, where we can find an abandoned lab. Here we'll find out what happened to the planet's inhabitants and what were they even doing here before they disappeared. Flare Pool. In here, inside a volcano, lies a facility that was once used for digging a green sunstone. It was once used to develop a path to evolution, but it had unforeseen side effects. And lastly, we have the Grey Mines. Once mined for resources, now it has become a nest for the recurrent enemies called the Grievers. And that would leave us with the hub area, which honestly I don't want to go into details right now, but we're gonna do that later on because it deserves its own points. So there, that's all you get. Background with blurry stuff because we don't want to talk about it right now. When it comes to gameplay, Retro Studio has taken everything they learned from Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, and they improved upon it in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. you'll definitely feel like you're playing a Metroid Prime here. All of the actions, all of the animations, everything feels smoother than it was. Something so simple like unmorphing from the morph ball, it feels buttery smooth. Now we could be talking about how everything feels in Metroid Prime 4, but I think we should start moving to the controls. But before we do that, I'd like to point out a feature that was included in this game, which I believe it's the first one on the Metroid series. When I mean first time that you can actually do this when you first open the game, not finishing the game. So by this I mean that we can actually have different options of difficulty, and here they are. And here we have the 3 difficulties of the game. We have casual or easy, medium or normal, and hard. It's worth saying though that hard won't be unlocked until you have finished the game at least once. Now, the controls. We have 3 types of them. We have dual stick, we have pointers, and we have the mouse control. All of them have different feels. What I think stands out the most is how seamlessly you can swap between dual sticks and mouse control. Just by placing down your joystick, you're all ready to go. You don't even have to go to any settings at all. Now, going back to the gameplay, you have various tools at your disposal for your adventure. You have the classic missiles, you have the super missiles, you have the morph ball, boost ball, and a couple new ones for you to enjoy. When it comes to the bosses of the game, I can certainly say these are the favorite ones out of the whole Prime series. At least for me, that's my personal opinion. I just enjoy the way that they use all the gimmicks, all the power-ups, everything that you've been collecting so far. Even some of your psychic abilities are used in some of these fights. If I have to pick an absolutely favorite boss out of this game, I'll probably be this little mother. Just the build-up that this boss had was incredible. You enter this place fighting all these small creatures, all these small enemies, then you run into the large version of themselves, and it just gets even more intense. And when you're finally close to the room that you have to access, you're almost there, and then there it is, a huge egg. What could be there? We were just gonna find out in the next room. And that's where we meet this boss. So far, I have talked about everything that I like in the game, but in this section, we should definitely talk about the good and the bad. And one of the things I like to start with is the hub area, Soul Valley. I think its inclusion in the Metroid Prime series, it would have benefited the series greatly if it was done right. But as it stands out, it wasn't. It feels like it was kind of rushed, and it feels like a mix of open world with not open world with linear, and it just feels a little bit awkward. Don't get me wrong, like I said before, I really enjoy the game and I like it. I actually like riding the bike around, but the place, it just feels really empty. Like there's nothing to do here besides the shrines and the few Galactic Federation places that are here. So how did they solve this? By making you collect green crystals. And it's not just an optional side quest. No. What did they do with this? They actually make you collect a huge amount of them so you can actually progress to the end of the game and finish the game. So how does it work though? You have this meter that you need to fill up all the way to 100% just to get the last suit to end the game. But as a caveat, you can actually get 200% of the meter just for a true 100% completion of the game. And the thing is, I tried to get 100% just to get the suit early, but the game locks you out of it until you finish the last temple, the last area, the green mines, where you get the power bombs that allow you to break the crystals, the big chunk of crystals, So this was me for 2 hours for no freaking reason. And it just feels so forced. So yeah, did not like it. Another thing that bugged me was, despite the game being linear enough, you will have constantly reminders of Miles just telling you where to go or what to do, or hey, check this out or do that, and it just becomes obnoxious over time. Like when I was farming for those crystals back in Soul Valley, in those 2 hours I heard Miles saying this. Everybody left for the mine. You can meet them there. At least freaking 5 times. Please, just let go. I wanna be free. Just let me explore a little bit. And I'm not saying I'm against hints. Usually I like to explore for myself. I like to find out what to do or where to go by myself. If you give me the option, I'll use it when I need it. Not just don't hold my hand every single time, please. I don't have a lot to say about the NPCs because I actually like them. The last thing I'd like to say about the game is just how linear it is. It is enjoyable. It is really enjoyable, but it is also very linear. I think the game would have benefited from just having more interconnections with all the areas, not just the one exit and one entry, because that does make backtracking a little bit tedious. In conclusion, should you get Metroid Prime 4 Beyond? If you like the ambience, the music, and all the aesthetic that the Metroid Prime series has, you're definitely gonna find that in here. So I will say yes, you should definitely get it. But if you're here for the backtracking, the sense of getting lost, and the sense of dread and isolation, you probably might want to wait until it's on sale or just pass on it entirely. The game is really enjoyable regardless, so maybe you should give it a try at some point. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video and consider to subscribe. If you enjoy the streams, I stream on Twitch, so come by and say hello to me. I would really appreciate it. I hope to see you next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.